Om Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri 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 Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Om Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai 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 Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Om Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Ram Jai Ram. Unable to connect with chat. When it is weak, that won't function. Om Shri Ram Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Today's prayer. We don't know who composed this. But very, very thought-provoking. O my Sadguru Dev, you are verily the Lord of the universe. You are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, and supporting everything. And it is you who has sent me over here to translate your message into reality. I am only carrying out your commands. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart, no thirst for name and fame creeps into my mind. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. Bless me so that I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands, and that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you. Guide me always in the right path. Think, O my Sadguru Dev, God and Guru are one. You are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, and supporting everything. And it is you who has sent me over here to translate your message into reality. I am only carrying out your commands. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart, no thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. Bless me so that I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands, and that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you. Guide me always in the right path. The moment we read or hear this prayer, we suddenly look at ourselves. We all feel we are all devotees of God. We all feel we are all sadhakas. But unknowingly, it is limited to a specified period. After that, we are absolutely individual to ourselves. So, this prayer really wakes us up. The first line is, "You are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, supporting everything." I've been thinking I am functioning as an individual. Absolutely. Suddenly, when I feel my pulse beat, 70 beats in a minute, it come, which is the basis of, which is the indication of my life, the presence of my life. And if that is not there, there won't be any activity. So pulsating, activating, supporting everything. The entire individual's activities are supported by that power. Suddenly I am drawn to this point. The Almighty Lord of the universe is not visible, He is not palpable, He is not tangible, He is not an object. He is the power behind this very talk. So it is difficult. The mind has been always thinking in terms of an object, object, object. Never it has been trained on the subject. So this prayer, 4 line, definitely helps us. Hey, you are thinking now. How do you think? Because you exist. How do you exist? Your pulse beat, your heartbeat. Are you doing anything? Suppose you order your pulse, stop now. After 5 minutes, you can start. Will it obey? And that is the base for everything. Suddenly, we become, at least intellectually, become aware of the presence of superior power in us, the mysterious power in us. And then, it is you who have sent me over here to translate your message into reality. We have been hearing from Mahatmas and Shastras that every one of us, whether we know it or not, we have come here to discharge the duties assigned to us by the Almighty. That is why we have it's called world Leela. No? Malayalam, that poem comes up, but many of you may not know. This we were taught when we were in schools. Narakyamange Nattaga Ganamati Jnanam or Alpangam. You have got a big drama troupe, and I am one among them. Veshamenikyandenu vidipati vibhovavachittam. What sort of role I should play, that is decided by you. Vishwapriyamai nadanam cheyvadu videna nrityam. I should act dexterously, efficiently, to please everybody, the audience. They should really enjoy. Veshamenikyandenu vidipati vibhovavachittam. Vishwapriyamai nadanam cheyvadu videna nrityam. And he says, that is the best part of it. Agame nilagunda adadu chuvadugal. You are the director. You have assigned me a role. And every time you are instructing me, what should be the next step? What should be the dialogue? What should be the modulation? And what should be my physical language, body language? Everything you are guiding me, but I am unaware of it because you are not seen. Behind the scene, you are there, You are directing me, and I go along with that, but I fail to forget that you are directing me from India. And finally, the poem ends, and that particular portion ends, not the poem ends. അതൊന്ന് കാണുവാൻ മിഴികൾ തുറന്നാൽ, if by any chance I am blessed to know that you are giving me that instruction behind the scene, that is enough for me. Then I will make this life blissful, make my role successful, blissful. No? Because the whole onus is on you. At the moment, though you have sent me from the green room, I forgot that I have come from the green. I identified myself totally with the role assigned to me. With the result, I forget your presence, your guidance, your relevance. So that is being reminded through this small word. It is you who has sent me over here to translate your message into reality. I am only carrying out your commands. It should not be an empty formula, no? Like Gandhiji said. So every now and then prayers like this, suppose we render on a one-to-one basis, it will keep us on check. The moment the arrogating tendency wells up, it can be immediately plugged by this. Hey, wait. What are you talking? What are you thinking? You have anything with you? Papa used to say, no, nothing belongs to you. Everything belongs to you. You have not brought anything when you came. Everything has been provided to you. All these things we forget. At the time of satsang, we remember. That's all. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart. Because when I am on the road, when I do dexterously, when I efficiently, when I handle that particular role, there will be applause from the audience. I may feel elated. No? When continuous applause comes, I know I have done well. No? But let it not come. Had you not given the intelligence, had you not given the role first, the field first, and the intelligence, I would not have been able to pray. Just to think about it, wherever suppose we are appreciated, wherever people applaud us, just close for a moment. Did you create that field? Suddenly we realize that the field has been created by factors other than us. And the very intelligence which handles it. Just think, how can I arrogate? So no pride or self-esteem enters my heart. It will enter our heart. Immediately this prayer, that is the purpose of this prayer. Why it has been worded like that? The great soul who drafted this, they must have definitely been seeing. They must have gone through such struggle. They must have been seeing. So every now and then, suppose we keep on hammering this prayer, you would have as soon as when you enter Pujya Swamiji's room, it is always there. No thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. This is another greatest, what do you call it, cravings he develops unknowingly. Name and fame. Whenever we handle anything, they will anybody with all their goodness, not that they wanted to boost our ego. As a part of as a part of their love for us, they may. But immediately we should remember Pujya Swamiji's words. I pass it on to Papa. I pass it on to him. Very difficult. Everything we can pass on, not this. But what is due? If God is not there, I am not there. That I have to keep on hammering this. Then only this will come to us. At this point, we thought, Gandhiji has also made a mention about though God cannot be defined, he has also tried his level best to bring it out. We'll just read it out. Some points are there. God is certainly one. He has no second. He is unfathomable, unknowable, unknown to the vast majority of mankind. He is everywhere. He sees without eyes, hears without ears. He is formless and indivisible. He is uncreate, has no father, mother, or child. And yet, he allows himself to be worshipped as father, mother, wife, and child. He allows himself even to be worshipped as stock and stone, although he is none of these things. He is the most elusive. He is the nearest to us, if we would but know the fact. But he is farthest from us in some person outside ourselves, far away from the universe. He pervades everything and is omniscient as well as omnipotent. He does not need any praise or petitions. Being immanent in all beings, he hears everything, reads out our innermost thoughts. He abides in our heart. He is nearer to us than the nails on our fingers. He abides in our hearts and is nearer to us than the nails on our fingers. God is then not a person. He is the all pervading, all powerful spirit. Anyone who hears him in his heart has accession of a marvelous force or energy, comparable in its results to physical forces like steam or electricity, but, but much more subtle. There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I feel it, though I don't see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt and yet defies all proof, because it is so unlike all that I perceive through my senses. It transcends the senses. I do dimly perceive that while everything around me is ever changing and ever dying, there is underlying all that change a living power that is changeless, that holds all together, that creates, dissolves, recreates. This informing power of spirit is God. The truth is that God is the force, capital F. He is the essence of life. He is pure, undefiled. He is pure, undefiled consciousness. He is eternal. And yet, strangely enough, all are not able to derive, either benefit from, or shelter in the all pervading living presence. Electricity is a powerful force. Not all can benefit from it. It can only be produced by following certain laws. It is a lifeless force. Man can utilize it if he can labor hard enough to acquire the knowledge of the laws. The living force which we call God can similarly be followed if we know and follow his law, leading to the discovery of him in us. God is an unseen power residing within us. There are many powers lying hidden within us, and we discover them from constant struggle. Just imagine whatever capacity, capabilities, or whatever we think, it has all come out of struggle only. It has not come and manifested by itself. Some prerequisite is necessary, some suffix or prefix is necessary. Otherwise, it will not come. Similarly, we may find the supreme power if we make diligent search with the fixed determination to pass the three mantras: fixed resolve, sustained faith, optimistic outlook. My God does not reside above. He has to be realized on earth. He is here, within you, within me. He is omnipotent, omnipresent. You need not think of the world beyond. If we can do our duty here, the beyond will take care of itself. Like that, the description goes on. Ultimately, gives who is the director within. Every now and then, we also need some idea, some concept about the conceptless reality. That is why all these things will help. It cannot be directly pointed out because it is the very subject. But at the same time, so long as we have a sense of individuality, feeling separate from the subject, we need some hints. That is why all Mahatmas have given. Papa says in the inquest of God, first before he introduces Ram, he says Ram is the mysterious power. He is birthless and deathless. Bereft of him, no, we don't exist. The moment we forget him, we get separated from him. So all those words, all Mahatmas after reaching or scaling the heights, give us some clues. That clues are very necessary here because that is the power which is pulsating, activating, and supporting everything. I am not conscious of it. And then the next word. Bless me so that I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands. And that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you. I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands. So again, to have some more clarity on this word, Lord Krishna explains again in Bhagavad Gita, the 10th chapter, Yachavi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vinayasya maya bhudam characharam. We now understand that simply reading a prayer will not help us, but reflection on the theme contained in the prayer. When we keep on doing the reflection, many things stay with us. Otherwise, we just read, we forget. Many things stay with us. Suppose we make it as a continuous effort, slowly it will impact. So here he says, whatsoever is the seed of all beings, that also I am. The source and the support. There is no being, whether moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. O Arjuna, Yachavi sarvabhutanam bijam tada aham. All the things of the world have as their seed myself, the ultimate reality. Sri Krishna is speaking, identifying himself with the ultimate reality of pure consciousness, infinite and non-dual. So, whatever there is in this world has its origin in the ultimate reality of pure consciousness. I am that seed of everything in the world. I am that. There is nothing in this world, whether moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. Na tadasti vina yasyat maya bhudam charachar. Take away my being from anything in the world, and it becomes non existent. I give the value of existence to it. Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of zero. It has no value even if you put 20,000 zeros, but put a one before the zero, and every zero gets value. Every new zero adds to the value, rather. That the I, that one is the divine. Among the changing things of the world, there is one that is real. The one, the infinite, the immortal, that makes them real. Take that away, they become unreal. Take away my being from anything, and it becomes non existent. First line of the prayer. No? You are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, supporting everything. Shankaracharya refers to it in his Upanishad commentary. Take away the Atman from the universe. The universe becomes absolutely a zero with no value at all. That is what the Gita is stressing. Put the one behind the many. Then the many get a value. Otherwise, they have no value. This is spiritual understanding, spiritual vision. So, this is an important teaching. Whatever is real is Brahma. So, there is a classification in Vedanta. Everything in the universe consists of 5 factors. It's a very important Vedantic study. What are the 5 factors? Sat, Chit, Ananda. First 3. Truth or being, consciousness and bliss. The 3 plus 2 more. Name and form. Nama Rupa. These all things in the world are composed of all these 5 items. Nama, Rupa, and Satchit Ananda. Beingness, consciousness, and bliss. The sense of beingness. The amness, no? The English conjugation of these say as present continuous. The easiness or the amness. The beingness. Very difficult. It is easy for us. I am. Where is that I am? How do you know that you are there? Beingness, existence, which, which is represented by the word Sat. Gandhiji says Satyam has come from that Sat only. It stands for the consciousness, absolutely. Bliss. Let us see what he says. All these differences are because of name and form. Everything is Satchit Ananda. And the Satchidananda portion is Brahma. Satchit Ananda portion of the Brahman. Nama and Rupa are portion. A name form, the word is essentially Satchidananda, but with a special name and with a special, just like the ocean. Ocean is absolutely one sheet of water. Then you have a wave. What is that wave? The ocean plus a name and form. That is called the wave. You describe it in that way. You can't describe the ocean. Just the infinite ocean, that's all. But once it gets a shape, you are able to name it, you are able to describe it. That is Namarupa, name and form. Take, for instance, a gold ornament. What is that gold ornament? Gold plus name and form. A bangle or a garland, any name you can give. Actually, it is gold plus name. So Vedanta says Brahman or Atman plus name and form is this universe. The inner content is Satchidananda. It is one and the same. Namarupa is if take away the name and form, what remains? These Vedantic ideas influenced some of the Western poets in the last century, and there you find, therefore, a British poet like Shelley expressing this truth. The one remains, the many change and pass. And this is the teaching. We have to put one behind the many. There is a verse from our Upanishadic literature in the Isha Upanishad. The first words in it emphasize this truth. Ishavashyamidam sarvam. The entire manifested universe is nothing but the divine, infinite, pure consciousness. What modern astrophysics calls the background material, which exploded and made for the evolution of the universe, Vedanta calls it as the infinite, pure consciousness. C capital, not conscious of consciousness. One and non-dual. That exploded and became the universe. Therefore, that consciousness is there in nature and it is manifest in living being. It is more manifested in the human being. And men and women can also discover the truth in themselves and in others. The idea within the universe and beyond the universe comes a little later. The verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. An elephant was caught by a crocodile. He was suffering terribly, and it praised the divine by offering to the Lord a lotus from the pool he was in. The Lord came and saved that elephant. That is the mythical story in the Bhagavatam. It is well known as the myth of Gajendra Moksha, salvation of the lordly elephant. I have seen it depicted very beautifully in art in Cambodia and Indonesia. There, the elephant praises the divine. One shloka in that hymn is very famous. I take refuge in the self-existing reality. That is the first description. Then the next is a series of utterances regarding the nature of that reality. In whom is this universe? From whom is this universe? By whom is this universe? Who himself is the universe? Who is beyond this universe? In him I take refuge. Ah. In whom is this universe? By whom is this universe? Who himself is this universe? Who is also beyond this universe? In him I take. The highestic Vedantic ideas are expressed in that verse of the hymn of the elephant in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sri Krishna says here in the Gita, everything moving and unmoving in this world has me as the focus of their reality. Take me away, they lose their sense of being. Take me away, they lose their sense of being. Such a that reality we are praying. When we render this prayer, we keep on dwelling on this. Oh, my Sadguru Dev, you are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, and supporting everything. This shloka enables us to imbibe. Gandhiji's explanation about God gives us some idea. So when we take up this one-to-one with Him, mysteriously He will touch and kindle. So many things that enable us to get a more clearer view of what we are uttering. But the finding should be there. I should know every word pulsating, activating, supporting. Not the literal meaning. Literal meaning, we all know that. How do we exist? How are these words spoken? Where from it comes? How does the eye look? How does the ear hear? How does the mind think? Differentially, the eye of the eye, ear of the ear. For a moment, we get connected with Him. Probably not a moment, a twice.
We are wading through God. Wading through God.
We are wading through that. We should feel now. This moment, we will not think, postpone it. That's why Omkarji Maharaj said, now and here. That word is very important. We must make an effort now and here. Then it becomes effective, at least. How does these how does this word come now? How does the hand go and move? How my eyes are function? How my ears are? There is a life force. We cannot locate, we cannot localize that particular power in any part of the body. Then we know the trillions of cells are there. It is being born and it dies every second. Who is behind that to make my body, mind, intellect, equipment vibrant? And if that power is not there, I am not there to even to say I'm dead. And then forgetting that, I arrogate. This prayer pulls me up. It is you who have sent me over here to translate your message into reality. That means whatever I do, immediately I should know. Super boss has asked me to do it, and what am I doing? I'm ignoring him and doing it. No, he's not messaging. We remember the word of Swami Chidanji Maharaj. Looking at you, the world should know who your Guru is. That means every moment we should be conscious whether he will like it. Here, whenever we act or do, the question should definitely come in our mind whether Mataji will approve this, whether Papa will approve this, whether Swamiji will approve this. Anything that is self-centered, they will not approve. That also they have taught us. They will accommodate all our omissions and commissions provided it is not self-centered. But if it is God-centered, yes, out of ignorance, they may do something. They will definitely accommodate us. So we should know they have sent us here to translate their message into reality. Though all gurus are one, Still, just like we exist as separate individual, we also need different approaches to different God. One guru has manifested as different gurus, and we apparently follow one guru. So all gurus are one. All teachings are ultimately one. Ultimately one. Apparently, it may be different. So we can say Papa has drawn us here. No? So then, when Papa has drawn us, it is Papa's job we are doing. No? It is Papa's mission. We have no individual life, individual mission. It's only Papa's mission. And the moment I start bringing this idea into my mind, how can there be anything called me and mine? The first chapter of Thus Speaks Ramdas, first chapter, he will say that microcosm is the macrocosm, individual is the universal. So we can never afford to think as Papa's devotees. We cannot even for fun's sake think about me and mine. So because of my habituation, because of my impurity, when such thoughts come, immediately, I must be able to brush it aside with the help of these thoughts of prayer. Somebody asked yesterday, what exactly is prayer? Prayer, Papa has clearly mentioned it. It is the one that connects me with him. It's a channel from one river is going, you make a channel and it comes to a pit. The water comes there. So we are the pit. There should be a channel for godliness to come. So the prayer is that channel making. So you have sent me here to translate your message into reality. It's a tall order, no doubt. But suppose we make it a point that every week or once in 2, 3 days we will go through these prayers intensely. Slowly we will find something stays with us. Like the moment we read this prayer, the pulse, pulsating, the pulse immediately. The moment we remember about the pulse, we come to know that he is there beyond everything. All these things are valid only when the life presides over it. The moment the life observer finished. Just now, Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, you add 1 to the 0, it gets value. If there is no 1, there is no value. The life force is the 1. God is 1. He is pure consciousness. So many dimensions today they have given when they were asked to go through this. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters there. Here we remember the Swamiji's word. This is the word he used. English, beautiful word, no? As is my wont, I pass it on. Because when he complained to Papa, so many people are doing namaskars. So Papa casually, with no seriousness, spontaneously, because this was shared by Pujya Swamiji himself when we were asking similar questions. He said, pass it on to Ramdas. It looks to be very simple, no? Because he has sent us here, no? We are functioning because he has sent us here. He has provided a field. He has given us a platform. the intelligence to handle it, happen, and then for testing us, he is making others to applaud you, appreciate you. Suppose you fall into it, finished. So immediately you think, oh yes, and pass it on. Appoints simple words that pass it on to others. That means that particular moment, Swami used to say, we close our eyes and then feel that one form of God is prostrating before another form of God. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart. This is the sheet anchor, impervious, and no thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. Something very, very, very important for all of us. However much vigil and careful we are, still God will test us. In 2003, when Swamiji made some notes, majority of the contents were brought out at the time of the centenary celebration. Commemorative satsang at that time, we brought out a small booklet. There, the contents have been brought. Not all. So there he says, people used to praise. When, not sorry, he did not use the word praise. People said, when we see you, we see Papa Mataji. He says, where are Papa Mataji? Where am I? They are like mountains and I am pebble. Then when somebody says, I treat it in two ways. That is the uniqueness of Swamiji. He says it is because of the purity of their heart, and as far as they are concerned, and it is a test on me. Not blaming on them, it is because of their purity they are seeing. When they become pure, they see the purity in others. As far as they are concerned. For me as a sadhaka, God is testing me through those words. Unless and until it is tested, how will we know that we are beyond that? So no pride or self-esteem enters my heart. No thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. This is something on which we have not deliberated upon. Every one of us feel burden and responsibility at one time or other. How am I to handle it? This is too much for me to bear. Naturally, Old days we have seen Shumaidan. Every now and then, in the main road, there will be two pillars upon which there will be a slab, granite. So the idea is whenever I carry anything on head, every now and then I may feel tired, just to place it there and take. In Tamil it is called Shumaitangi. Uh, so that exactly it is like this. When I remember you, I can place it on your head. If I don't remember you, the entire thing is on my head. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. So I know now, you will not give me which I cannot bear. If I don't remember this, I will think it is too much for me to bear. Though it is difficult for me to accept, I will start praying to you. Why don't you make me feel less and less of this good? weight. Still, with all this, I still feel it is too much for me to bear. So many tests he is giving us. So many tests. Whether you are a grihastha, whether you are in ashram, whether you are in company, whether you are in society, everywhere this will be there, this burden and the responsibility. The only advantage in ashram is here, at least now and then somebody is there to tell us, it's not on your head. There, nobody is there to tell us this fact. Even though they tell us, we may not realize, but still, at least somebody is telling us. Through some programs, we are reminded. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. So I don't have to feel dejected or dispirited or get elated. You gave me a wonderful opportunity and responsibility. So for all, whether it is plus or minus, we try to bring him into the picture. Let us, that Shumaidangi, the one which bears our burden. Now, suddenly we remember that. Even when you go to some villages in Tamil Nadu, we can see still they keep it there. Light is very rare. We have not seen much. I think in Karnataka also it is there. They have not removed it. So there are nobody now carrying any luggage on their head. Because at that time there was nothing, excepting probably the pulla cart. So every now and then we need some support to unburden ourselves, ease ourselves, and then again put it back and then go. So the remembrance of God, that will release our tension. That will lessen the burden. That will lessen the impact of our responsibility. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. Bless me so that I may carry on your work. Ah, nothing is mine. Only as an instrument in your hands. Nimittamatram bhavasavya sajin. And Lord Arjuna, sorry, when Arjuna, this spirit, as Lord Krishna says, I have already slain all that you are seeing here. You just be my nimitta. Whatever is to happen has already been planned, programmed in our language. I am just causing you as an instrument to witness to. I am subjecting you to be a witness. That's it's a wonderful word if we can remember it, especially in times of sufferings. Bless me so that I may carry on your work as only as an instrument in your hands. If this much, if I have traveled, whatever I get as the fruits of what I offer, that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you, because nothing is there. You gave me the assignment, you gave me the wherewithal, you gave me the technology or the technique or the route, and then you made me to deliver. We remember the password. Nothing is yours. Remember, nothing is yours. Everything belongs to Him. Often dwelling upon these words will definitely give us some, some detachment, some freedom from possessiveness. Guide me always on the right path. Guide me always on the right path. In spite of knowing and deliberate and delving on this, still I may be back to myself. Please, even if I am careless, You should. This is the freedom given to us by Him. Though it is not necessary, when He is there, He will take care of us. But still, He knows when He has given us some limitation of not knowing Him. He gives us this freedom to express in these words, please guide me. Every moment the guidance is coming. But still, He makes me to forget. He also makes me to pray, guide me on always on the right path. You may test me, but unless I remember you, I don't know which is right or wrong. When I choose what you prompt, that is right for me. When I choose without consulting you, then I may be on the wrong side. So every sentence in this prayer, it is pregnant with sublime philosophy, sublime truth. We are deeply, deeply grateful to Papa. He is now in the form of remembrance, who has facilitated us to go through every day. Beautifully worded and conveying the basic tenets of philosophy, which will help us in our to bring in spirituality in our daily life. But here all we should remember Gandhiji's words. It is not a repetition of an empty formula. It is better to prayer. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without heart. It must be in clear response to the spirit which hungers for it. And even as a hungry man relishes a hearty meal, a hungry soul will relish a heartfelt prayer. And I'm giving you a bit of my experience and that of my companion when I say that he who has experienced the magic of prayer may do without food for days together, not a single moment without prayer. For without prayer, there is no peace. Prayer is no flight of eloquence. It is no lip homage. It springs from the heart. If therefore we achieve the purity of the heart, when it is emptied of all but love, if we keep all the chords in proper tune, trembling pass in music out of sight. This word game, it was a tough job for us to decipher what exactly Gandhiji meant. Then, of course, Google Baba helped us. It is a poem. It's a sentence from Tennyson's poem. Then we have to go through that. All that is meant is, we should tune. When we tune ourselves with him, then we will be able to hear the music. You will be able to feel his presence, which is at the moment apparently out of sight. He also, like Papa, uses these words. Yesterday we were sharing in Quest of God, in the last portion, outpourings. One time he uses the word nothings, lustrous nothings. Normally we all know nothing means nothing, but nothing is nothings. It's a sweet, sweet relationship conveyed, sweet expression conveyed by the lovers. That word was brought. Atman and me, Ram and me. So there's like that. They have also mastered the English language. And here Gandhiji uses Tennyson's. And we have to go. It's a long poem Unless and when we go through the whole poem, it is difficult for us to understand. He has picked up from a particular sentence from that. I have not the slightest doubt that prayer is an unfailing means of cleansing the heart of passion, but it must be combined with utmost humility. Today's prayer was totally about humility. Humility, humility. Everything is given. I have not the slightest doubt that prayer is the unfailing means of cleansing the heart of passions, but it must be combined with utmost humility. Our prayer is a heart search. It's a reminder to ourselves that we are helpless without His support. No effort is complete without prayer, without a definite recognition that the best human endeavor is of no effect if it has not God's blessings behind it. Prayer is a call to humility, it's a call to self purification. We pray to Papa who is within, without, who has prompted, who has facilitated all these things to be dwelt upon, shower His blessings to make it a reality in our life. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Jai Ram Jai Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.